All right, we're back here for day number 27 of me trying to master the art of communication. 3 things I want to say right off the bat. 1, I didn't realize that people I don't know are watching this, so to all of you, thank you. This is awesome. Matt, I'm talking to you. Second thing is, for the last 3 days, I unfortunately uploaded as private, so don't think that I wasn't on the grind. Still was. Just forgot to upload on public. So those are all there right now. And third thing that I want to talk about today, and it's the topic that I want to talk about for the rest of the next 3 minutes, is essentially mastering your goals through gamifying your life. And it's something that I've realized recently. So not sure how in depth I went in the previous videos, but essentially what I'm doing is I run 3 times a week right now, training for a half marathon where I'm looking to run a sub 2-hour half marathon sometime in October. The fastest I've ever run a half marathon is 2.5 hours. And I did that injured with shin splints. So I'm really looking to get that sub 2 hour. Now with that in mind though, I'm also training for a 24-hour race, at least 100 kilometers run, March 28th. What I've realized is every single run has been hard. The last run I did on Sunday was hard. The run I did today was hard. That being said, the one thing that I did realize is, listen, if I'm running a 10K and my feet are on fire, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I have to keep this pace for double the distance, makes that seem a lot easier. If I'm locked in a sauna with some dudes that are yelling some expletives at me, and I'm like, I gotta lock in mentally for 24 hours. I can do this for 15 minutes. That's the mindset that I'm in right now. So it makes the little occurrences on the day-to-day become small wins towards that bigger goal. But also it puts it into perspective in terms of my dreams are so much more bigger than the day-to-day struggles. Then in order for me to actually push through and get to the version of myself that can run 24 hours, that can stay locked in, that can tape up his toes when they're bloody and blistered, I need to be the guy who pushes past, my self-imposed limits on a 10K. I need to be the guy who doesn't crack when put in the face of adversity. I need to be the guy that's a little bit lighthearted and can't take things seriously, because ultimately a lot of things might go wrong along the journey. That being said, if you build yourself up along the way and you get these little checkpoints, like I remember playing, I'm blanking right now. What's that game? I feel like it's Geometry Dash, where you're like going, right? And then you get these different checkpoints along the way, and it gets increasingly harder as you go on. But unless you get the checkpoints, you kind of have to go and restart. So essentially what I'm saying is, if you start those checkpoints along the way, then you're able to finish the end goal a little bit easier, because your start or your baseline is now a lot further in your journey than it was before. So essentially what I'm saying is, create a goal so big that you believe deep down inside that you're eventually going to get there. And then the goals along the way seem a lot easier, but they're also little wins that ladder up to that. And honestly, this is advice that I've heard a lot of times, but until I actually implemented it myself, I didn't realize the benefits of it. So for all of you that are watching, you're like, I've probably heard this shit a million times. That's fair. Apply it. It makes a world of a difference. Thank you guys for listening. I love you all.